Ancient technologies. Rope and glue. It's not too hard to find sticks and stone, right? You can make rope is important. So those are three things you'll want to have: stick, right? Stone and rope. But the fourth thing would be glue, because it makes things easier, especially, you want to glue certain parts together, and then you might want to wrap it up with rope just to kind of hold it in that place. Just basically like reinforcements. It's a way of reinforcing joints when you're connecting things, when you're building things, because you want to go beyond sticks and stones, right? You want something a little bit more advanced, especially if you're trying to make life easier. You want easier things to use. You want to be able to use the sticks and stones to do more advanced stuff. For example, drilling, especially if you want to drill holes. Holes are very useful, obviously, when it comes to building things. So the ability to drill holes in wood and in stone, because stone is a much stronger material. So building things out of stone will obviously be ideal. Metal obviously is a material you could build stuff with, but it's not the most common material you have access to, especially if you're out in ancient times or in the wilderness. Plus, again, stone in many ways, if you think about it, is renewable, just like wood is renewable. So right here, what we want to do is make rope, right? And make glue. And one way you can make glue is with tree sap, and then you heat it up so you can melt it, and take out any impurities out of the melted tree sap. You want to put charcoal in it, and you can get charcoal easily from just burning wood. So when you make a fire, obviously, right, you need fire for heat. Make a fire with some wood. Burn the wood to create fire. Use the fire to heat up the the sap. You can put the sap on on a rock or something. Put the rock above the fire. Stack other rocks to hold it up. That way, kind of like a stovetop, right? And you can obviously use that to the surface to cook things, heat things. But what you're going to do is obviously put the sap to melt it, mix it with the charcoal. So you just grab a burnt piece of wood and scrape off, using a rock, right? Scrape off the charcoal into the melted sap. Use a stick to mix it, right? Use a mixing stick, whatever you want to call it, right? Mix it up, and then now it should be blackish, right? And it should be on a stick, right? You just So you want, like I said, you want to use the glue to make to combine it with sand, and then combine it to a stick or rope, and then you can make a cutting tool out of that, so you can cut into wood. But ideally, we want to get to a point where we can cut into stone, so that we can start using stone as a building material to build stuff, right? To be able to build stuff like gears, flywheels, did I say gears already? Pulleys, because they're stronger material and they can hold a lot of weight and whatnot. So we want to be able to eventually start making bigger, better things made of stone, so we can make bigger, better stuff like stone walls, right? And use that to build a structure that can protect us better than a wooden structure, especially from the elements as well as from animals and even potentially other humans, right? So you want to make sure you're prepared for the unexpected. like I mentioned, you can use the glue to make, to glue stone onto wood. So you can make arrowheads or spears or other types of tools like drills, saws. Because that's the thing, you could take a stick, right? Put the glue on the stick and take a whole bunch of small little rock pieces, fragments, right? And glue it onto one side of the stick in a row, one right next to each other, right? Let it dry up, and there. Now you should have a jagged edge stick that you can use as a saw, right? Because now you have cutting teeth, which are the jagged, sharp rocks. So glue is definitely one way I would go about building. So as you can see here, this is an image of candy rock, right? Crystallized candy, sugar, right, on a stick, on a string. But it's a similar concept. It's the idea of trying to put the quartz crystal or sand or whatnot and glue it to the stick, to the rope, so you can use it to cut, like how you see over here in this image over here, that they're using a wire, essentially, or rope, to cut wood. That's pretty much the concept I'm trying to do there. You can obviously attach rope to, rope to a rock and swing it like a wrecking ball, like a pendulum, and break rock that way. Especially if you're trying to break a hole into a wall to try to make a cave or something, right? You rather swing, use gravity and whatnot, the momentum from the pendulum swinging to impact the rock against the wall, because you want to reduce the recoil effect or the vibration, right? The shock of it hitting your body, hitting your bones. So you need, right? You want to use mechanical power versus manpower. So you can use the rope for that, just like you can use rope for the pulley system, like I said. So you can turn, you can take advantage of mechanical advantage with ropes and pulleys. So these are some of the things you can do, obviously, with rope. And there's a lot you can do with rope. You can use it as a belt. The list goes on and on and on. Not much else to say about the rope or even the glue. It's mainly you're just going to use it to combine pieces of things you created together, so you can create something even better. Like here on this piece of wood up here, you see there's a rock hanging from there. Obviously you can attach the rock to the top of that, and then you can use this as a form of a mechanical hammer. You just gotta set it up where you can make the hammer arm go up and down, and hammer away. So lots of different things you can do. And I'll leave it at that for now until the next video.